Your paycheck hits your checking account on Friday. For a moment, the number on your screen looks reassuring. Then rent, groceries, gas, utilities, and a credit card payment begin pulling money away. By the next payday, you may wonder how money can arrive so clearly and disappear so quietly. This is where cash flow begins. Cash flow is simply the movement of money into and out of your financial life over a period of time. Money coming in is called cash inflow. Money going out is called cash outflow. The difference between those two tells you whether your cash flow is positive, negative, or exactly balanced. That sounds simple, but it changes the way you understand almost every money problem. Imagine that you receive a paycheck of $3,200 after taxes this month. That $3,200 enters your checking account. It is cash flowing in. During the same month, you pay $1,300 for rent, $450 for groceries, $180 for utilities, $220 for gas and transportation, $250 toward a student loan, $160 for insurance, and $300 for everything else. Those payments total $2,860. To find your cash flow, you subtract the money going out from the money coming in. You start with $3,200, then you subtract $2,860. You are left with $340. That means your cash flow for the month is positive by $340. Positive cash flow means more money came in than went out. Negative cash flow means more money went out than came in. Badozo cash flow means the two amounts were equal. Which one describes your last month, you may not know yet. That is normal. Many people know their paycheck amount, but do not know their cash flow. A paycheck is one source of money coming in. Cash flow is the whole movement. It includes every dollar that enters and every dollar that leaves. Think of your finances like a bathtub. The faucet represents money flowing in. The drain represents money flowing out. If water enters faster than it drains, the water level rises. If water drains faster than it enters, the level falls. If the two speeds are equal, the water level stays about the same. Your bank balance works in a similar way. The balance is the water level you see at one moment. Cash flow is the movement that caused the level to rise or fall. This distinction matters. A high balance does not always mean healthy cash flow. A low balance does not always mean unhealthy cash flow. Suppose your account balance rises by $2,000 because you used a personal loan. More money appeared in your account, but that money also created a debt you must repay. The balance increased. Your financial position did not improve in the same way. It would have improved from earning $2,000 through work. Cash flow tells you what moved. It does not automatically tell you whether every movement was good. You still need to ask where the money came from and where it went. Was the money a paycheck? Was it side hustle income? Was it a tax refund? Was it money transferred from savings? Was it borrowed? The source changes the meaning. The same is true for money going out. Paying rent is different from moving money into savings. Both reduce the amount in your checking account. But rent is an expense. A transfer to savings is still your money. It simply moved from one account to another. This is one of the first mistakes beginners make. They look only at one account and assume every decrease is spending. Imagine moving $500 from checking to savings. Your checking balance falls by $500, but your total money did not fall. The money changed location. Now imagine spending $500 on groceries, gas, and restaurant meals. Your checking balance also falls by $500. This time the money left your financial system in exchange for goods and services. Same decrease in checking. Very different meaning. Can you see why tracking only the balance can be misleading? Cash flow becomes clearer when you divide money movements into simple groups. The first group is money coming in from work. That can include a paycheck, freelance payment, tips, commissions, Uber earnings, DoorDash earnings, or sales from an Etsy shop. The second group is money coming in from other sources that might include interest, a refund, a gift, or selling old furniture. The third group is money going out for needs. This can include rent, groceries, insurance, utilities, minimum debt payments, and transportation. The fourth group is money going out for wants. This can include dining out, entertainment, subscriptions, hobbies, and non-essential shopping. The fifth group is money moved towards your future. That includes savings, extra debt payments, and investments. The categories do not need to be perfect at first. They only need to help you see the direction of your money. Here is another example. Suppose you earn $4,000 this month. Your regular expenses are $3,300. You also transfer $400 into savings. Your checking account decreases by a total of $3,700. If you treat the savings transfer as an expense, you might say only $300 remains. From the checking account view, that is true. But from the whole financial picture, you kept $700. You kept $300 in checking and moved $400 to savings. That is why cash flow can be measured in different ways depending on the question. If you are asking how much cash remains available in checking, the answer is $300. If you are asking how much of my income did I avoid spending, the answer is $700. Neither answer is automatically wrong. You just need to know what you are measuring. If that distinction just made your bank account feel slightly less mysterious, subscribe to the channel. We are teaching your money to stop hiding in plain sight. Now let us look at negative cash flow. Suppose you bring in $3,000 during a month, but your rent, bills, groceries, gas, debt payments, and other spending total $3,350 from $3,000. The result is negative $350. That means your cash flow is negative by $350. Where does the extra $350 come from? Maybe you use savings. Maybe you carry a credit card balance. Maybe you borrow from a friend. Maybe a bill remains unpaid. Negative cash flow always has to be covered somehow. It cannot continue forever without creating another problem. One negative month does not automatically mean failure. A car repair, medical bill, job interruption, or moving expense can temporarily push cash flow below zero. The important question is whether the negative result is temporary or repeated. A temporary negative month can be handled with planning or emergency savings. Repeated negative cash flow slowly weakens your financial position. Savings fall, debt rises, payments become harder, stress grows. That is why cash flow is not only a math concept, it is an early warning system. Positive cash flow gives you choices. You can build an emergency fund. You can pay down debt faster. You can prepare for large expenses. You can invest later, after learning how risk works. Negative cash flow reduces choices. More of your future income becomes committed before it even arrives. But there is an important warning here. Positive cash flow does not mean you must cut every enjoyable expense. The goal is not to make life empty. The goal is to make money movement visible enough that your choices become intentional. If you spend $40 on dinner with friends and you plan for it, that expense may fit your life. If 5 small purchases quietly create a $400 gap, the problem may be that you never saw the pattern. Cash flow helps you see the pattern. Another common mistake is using annual income to judge monthly outflow. Suppose someone earns $60,000 per year before taxes. That sounds like $5,000 per month, because $60,000 divided by 12 equals $5,000. But the person does not necessarily receive $5,000 in the bank every month. Taxes, insurance, retirement contributions, and other deductions may reduce the actual paycheck. Cash flow should use the money that truly enters the account when you are planning monthly bills. This is sometimes called take-home pay. Take-home pay is the amount you actually receive after deductions. Your gross pay is the amount before deductions. If you build your spending around gross pay, your plan can look affordable on paper while failing in real life. Which number appears in your checking account on payday? That is the more useful starting point for a simple cash flow plan. Cash flow can also be uneven. A salaried employee may receive nearly the same amount every 2 weeks. A freelancer, contractor, server, driver, or small business owner may receive very different amounts from month to month. In that case, do not build your plan around your best month. Look at several months. Find a cautious average or use a lower typical month as your planning base. Suppose your last 4 months of income were $2,800, $4,100, $3,200, and $3,900. Add them together. The total is $14,000. Divide $14,000 by 4. The average is $3,500. But if your income changes a lot, planning every month as though $3,500 is guaranteed may still be risky. You may choose to build essential expenses around a lower amount, such as $3,000, and treat money above that as flexible. This creates breathing room. You do not need an advanced spend to begin. Open your banking app. Choose the last full month. Write down every dollar that came in, then write down every dollar that went out. Separate true spending from transfers between your own accounts. Add the inflows, add the outflows, subtract outflows from inflows. That one calculation gives you your first cash flow result. Then ask 3 questions. Was the result positive or negative? Which 3 outflows were the largest? Which outflow surprised you most? Do not judge yourself while doing this. You are collecting information. You cannot improve a system you refuse to look at. You may discover that your income is not high enough to cover basic costs. That is a real financial constraint, not a personal failure. You may discover that optional spending is larger than expected. That is useful information, not a reason for shame. You may discover that your numbers are healthier than you thought. That is also valuable. Cash flow does not exist to insult you. It exists to show you what is happening. Let us summarize the three most important ideas. First, cash flow is the movement of money into and out of your financial life during a period of time. Second, positive cash flow means more money came in than went out, while negative cash flow means more went out than came in. Third, a bank balance shows where you are at one moment, but cash flow explains how you got there. Subscribe before your next bill tries to leave unnoticed. We are building your financial foundation, one clear idea at a time. At the beginning, your paycheck arrived and then seemed to disappear. Now you know that money did not simply vanish. It followed a flow. Your next lesson is, what is an asset? Why can one thing you own help your financial position while another thing costs you money every month? Cash flow shows how money moves, and assets will help you understand what your money is building.